Which powertrains are car makers focusing on for the future? How is vehicle production developing in Europe? Tesla sues the EU over import tariffs. Renault urges Nissan to negotiate a higher premium from Honda in a possible merger. This is the Automotive Update, presented by Autovista24. I'm Autovista24 journalist Tom Hooker, and you're listening to the Automotive Update, where we explore some of the top news stories from the past week. First up, Renault has revealed more about its future electrification plans. Fabrice Cambolive, the brand's CEO, told Autocar that they will focus on full hybrids instead of expanding its plug-in hybrid or PHEV range past the Rafale SUV. This contrasts with big PHEV investments coming from BMW, Audi, Toyota, Volkswagen, Volvo and Stellantis. Cambolive explained that 3 or 4 years ago it was not obvious choosing between mild, full, plug-in hybrid or pure electric. There were a lot of different ways to manage your engine lineup. However, the company has now decided to bet on full hybrids. Cambolive sees the technology as the easiest way to have low-consumption cars and to prepare its customers to go to EVs. Elsewhere, Alfa Romeo has abandoned its plan to become an all-electric car maker from 2027. Instead, the car maker is opting for a multi-energy strategy. This means Alfa Romeo's range of internal combustion engines or ICE models will be expanded. In the US, a non-electrified petrol version of the Tonale will be launched, according to the head of Alfa Romeo North America, Chris Fuel. When the Tonale was launched, it was only supposed to be offered with electrified powertrains. Meanwhile, Genesis has removed all of its ICE models from its UK range, aiming to become a fully electrified brand by the end of the year. The Korean manufacturer currently offers 3 EVs to customers, which have all been recently facelifted and will be joined by hybrids in the future. Its remaining petrol and diesel models are being sold from stock. However, some of these are already selling out according to Genesis. Doubts are growing among some members of Volkswagen Group's board of management as to whether cost-cutting measures announced by the OEM at the end of last year are enough to reduce expenditure in the long term. According to a Handelsblatt report, the namesake brand will not reach its target return of 6.5% for 3 to 4 years. The brand's boss, Thomas Schaefer, had aimed for the return to be reached by the end of 2026, which has now been postponed. Group CEO Oliver Blume scheduled an internal target summit for this week, where Schaefer is expected to dampen the economic outlook. Measures announced at the end of 2024 included a reduction in labour costs by €1.5 billion per year and a plan to cut its workforce in Germany by more than 35,000. Apart from VW, Germany's automotive industry faced more setbacks this week from Continental. The company's Conti Tech division plans to close 3 sites before the end of this year, namely the plants in Bad Blankenburg, Stolzenau and Moers. A total of around 580 jobs are expected to be affected, adding to the 7,150 jobs that the Continental Corporation announced it would cut about a year ago. However, it's not all bad news for production in Europe. SEAT signed the Casa SEAT Declaration with governmental bodies. This agreement will promote electric mobility in Spain. Through this declaration, the company and the different administrations are committed to implementing measures to guarantee the country's electric transformation. This includes providing purchase incentives, promoting charging infrastructure, renewing public fleets with EVs, as well as communicating the advantages of the technology. Meanwhile, Hyundai has completed its test centre expansion at the Nürburgring. This will enhance the brand's testing and development capabilities for future electric and high-performance vehicles, including new workshop areas, specialised laboratories, and high-voltage EV charging capabilities. The brand is also opening its Square campus in March, located in the Rhine-Main region in Germany. This marks a significant expansion of Hyundai's European R&D operations and will house the group's largest four-wheel noise, vibration, and harshness dynamometer, as well as advanced chassis and powertrain dynos. We hope you're enjoying this episode. The Autovista24 podcast is hosted on Spotify. This means you can leave us a comment on the Spotify app. We are also available on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. But no matter where you listen, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And check out Autovista24's YouTube channel as well. There you'll find our What Is Explainer videos and launch report series. The latest webinar on Autovista Group's 2025 Residual Value Outlook is now live on YouTube too. Finally, sign up for our daily email. Just head to the bottom of our homepage. Now, back to the headlines. Tesla has sued the EU over import tariffs on BEVs built in China. Tesla's Shanghai division filed the case, which was confirmed by the European Court of Justice on Monday. This follows challenges from multiple Chinese brands as well as BMW and Mercedes, which has joined Geely's lawsuit against Brussels. The EU confirmed definitive countervailing duties on BEVs built in China last October, ranging from 7.8% for Tesla to 35.3% for SAIC and OEMs that did not cooperate in the EU's investigation. This is in addition to an existing 10% tariff on all goods imported into the bloc. Tesla executives said they are adjusting their import policy in response to the duties. The General Court will hear the case, after which the verdict can be appealed, with the process expected to last around 18 months. Renault has urged Nissan to negotiate a higher premium from Honda, with the French brand aiming to capitalise from a merger between the two Japanese manufacturers. This would create the world's third largest car maker. Senior Renault executives went to Japan to provide their view on the merger, according to people with knowledge of the discussions as reported by Reuters. The executives called on the Japanese brand to not drag out talks so it could focus on reviving its business. Honda and Nissan aim to reach a definitive merger agreement by the end of June. Nissan made headlines elsewhere this week. The brand announced it would be cutting back shifts at 3 US factories while offering employees buyouts in order to reduce its workforce and cut costs by over 2.5 billion euros globally. Nissan will offer the separation packages to workers at its sites in Tennessee and Mississippi. Findings from a study by the London School of Economics have shown that BEVs now match the lifespans of traditional cars and vans with petrol and diesel engines. The research stated that BEVs now have a lifespan of 18.4 years and can travel up to 124,000 miles during their lifespan, surpassing traditional petrol cars in mileage. The study found that although early BEVs were less reliable than ICE models, rapid advances in technology have enabled newer BEVs to achieve comparable lifespans, even under more intensive use. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. Don't forget to check out our companion article on Autovista24. It has links to all of the stories from today's episode. You can find it in the show notes. This episode was co-produced by Autovista24 editor Tom Gegas. Additional thanks go to Autovista24's special content editor Phil Curry and web editor James Roberts. The music was Better Find a Solution Fast by Richard Ames. Thank you very much for listening to the Autovista24 podcast.